This video is going to very quickly introduce how to work on module number 10. In module number 10, we're going to talk about a few advanced Java topics, exception handling, inheritance, and files. Read or write from file, right? In this chapter, because this is the pickup topics. We don't have a PowerPoint slide, and I don't recommend you to learning programming language using PowerPoint slide, right? So, but we do have few files, chapter file you can download, and this is about the inheritance. The second download file is for exception handling, and the third one is file processing. So download, for instance, the first topic, download the inheritance zip file and extract all, then build and that being project, right? Or you can use Notepad++ or Eclipse. So whatever ID you have, right? It doesn't matter, the same concepts. So download that file, then open it. You can see in this video I'm using Eclipse. It's very similar to NetBeans, right? But the looks like the font is different. You have a faculty file, main file, person file, staff file, and student file. It's slightly different with the one I'm showing you now, because I want to introduce the inheritance concepts, right? In your download file, it's a ready to work file. So remember that the student class we talked about in the classroom, in the class meeting. The student, when we talk about object oriented, right? Student, you can have an attribute, ID, name, email, major, right? And they are all private. And for each private attribute, you should have a two method, public method. One called get, one called set, in order to allow other class to access this private attribute, right? And also you have a constructor. You should have a constructor, something like that, right? For instance, in this business environment, we not only have a student class, but also we have a faculty class. And the faculty class also have a same ID, name, email, but the faculty has a title. Compare with student. Student have major, right? But the faculty has a title. And also you have a staff. A staff also have ID, name, email address, same thing like a student and faculty, but have a department as a special attribute. So you can see that if you follow the basic concepts we used for object-oriented programming concepts, chapter 3 we talk about. For all these three classes, staff, faculty, and student, you have duplicate copy of attribute, but you also have a duplicate get set method. They are exactly the same, right? But you have to maintain three copies. That's redundant. That's not the great idea to design object-oriented programming, right? So the concepts is, because we analyze the three objects, staff, faculty, and student, they are all have an ID, name, and email. So the difference is staff have a department, and the student have a major, and the faculty have a title, right? So we can very easily think about a better idea. How about we generate a more general, in other words, the common part of this three object, ID, name, and email. We create another one called person. Okay? Person class. So the person class is going to define ID, name, private, and all the get set method for ID, email, and name. Then we can let the student inherit person, faculty, inherit from person, and staff inherit from person as well. Then this if this is the case, person becomes to the parent class, and the faculty, staff, student becomes to child class, and the faculty, staff, student, they are sibling, right? So this is very easy to understand. In other words, we can call person the parents class, and the other three are children. Or they have another name. Person is base class. The other three are derived class, right? Or you can call person is a super class, and the other three are subclass, right? So this is the concept. After that, after you define person, when you get to student, you don't need to define the private attribute for student anymore, and you don't need to have the set get method for ID, name, and email anymore. And the same thing for staff. You only need maintain your specialty, which is the department, and the faculty for title. But you have to indicate I am inherit from person. How to do that? Use the keyword extends. You see that? Public class faculty extend person. Public class staff extends person. Public class student extend person. After that, you see that excuse me, only person class deal with the ID, name, and email. All the other class, the child class, only deal with their special attribute. You see that? You only maintain title, get title, set title for faculty, get department, set department for staff, and get major, set major for student. So that save a lot of time and work and guarantee consistency, integrity, right? A lot of benefit. So this is called inheritance. This is called inheritance. And when you use this program, this is the main program. In other words, this main program have a main method, is an application. You can define student, you can define faculty, right? And you can use all, because student inherit from person and faculty also inherit person. So the get name, get email method, you don't even student, faculty didn't define it, but they can still use it because they inherit from parents, right? But one thing I want to mention, the constructor. See, this is the parents class person. I have constructor. It's very easy to understand. You give me 3 arguments, right? ID, name, and email. But for student, for staff, for faculty, you have to give me 4 values, because this is your ID, your name, your email, and your department or your title or your major. Then when I do my constructor like a faculty, I have to call super. I pass the first 3 to my parents. Super means parents, from here means person. In other words, you take 4 arguments, and the first 3 you need to pass to your parents. Then you assign your title for your title attribute as a faculty, and the same thing for staff, right? You need to take 4 parameters, and the first 3 pass to your super parent, which is your parent. Then student, same thing. 4 argument, the first 3 ID, name, email is for your parents, and major is your special attribute. So this is inheritance. And another concept called polymorphism. Polymorphism, here, this word. Polymorphism, you can read the textbook to understand the definition, but it's in the code you can understand this way. You see this on the person, on the parents class, I have a toString method, right? And in the student class, I have the same toString method. Staff, the same toString method. Faculty, toString method. In other words, I have a 4 version of the same name of a method called toString, but they do different things. Person only display. You see that person only build a string called this is ID, name, email. In other words, do a concatenation, build a string, and return that value to string, return that value to whoever called me, right? And the student, I need to call my parents to string and plus my major, right? And the staff do the same thing, call my parents to string and plus department value and title for faculty, the same thing. You can see this. We call this concepts polymorphism. Why? A same method, right? Same method name, they handle different thing. In main method, you see that if I say I declare a student Nick and also declare a faculty data type Bill. In other words, after you define class, this is we talk about in object-oriented concepts, right? After you define student class, student becomes a data type, faculty becomes a data type. So when I create a faculty variable called Bill, and I call Bill to string, the program automatically know I'm gonna call faculty's version of toString, not persons, not student, not staff. These concepts called polymorphism, the same method, but the compiler knows. You see that? So in this case, if I run this program, I create a student called Nick and the faculty called Bill, right? And I display Bill's title and the student's name. And also I call Bill's toString, which will display all my ID, name, email, plus my title, because this is a toString being called from faculty. The faculty toString added the title into the parents toString, right? So let me run this one. You can see how everything works, right? I want you to do the same thing on your NetBeans environment. You see that? First print, Bill get title. I got a professor title. And second one, Nick get name. Nick's name is Nick, right? So display Nick's name. And the third one from Bill, I call toString. And the toString display, the first three is from the parents. And the last one is from faculty itself. In other words, the toString is a faculty version. You see that? toString call parents plus title. What parents does? The parents toString build this three. This is plus ID plus name plus email. And this is the concepts of inheritance and polymorphism. And thank you for watching.